I would call Johnny, the head of FIFA, and I would say, let's move it to another location. He'd do it. Very easily he'd do it.
He has been taking little sort of pops, cities such as Boston, Seattle, and San Francisco.
If I think it isn't safe, we'll move it into a different city. Absolutely will.
In a shocking twist that has shaken global sports, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to pull the 2026 FIFA World Cup matches out of major American cities, starting with Boston. During a recent address, Trump declared that Boston, Seattle, and San Francisco were unsafe and run by the radical left, claiming their mayors were failing their citizens. He went as far as to say he could simply pick up the phone, call FIFA President Gianni Infantino, and have the matches moved in about 2 seconds. His words weren't just campaign noise. They were a direct challenge to FIFA's authority on American soil. The 2026 World Cup, set to be jointly hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico, now stands at a crossroads. As Trump paints U.S. cities as dangerous and chaotic, Canada and Mexico are quietly emerging as the stable alternatives, the safe havens of the tournament, with smooth preparations, unified planning, and growing global confidence in their leadership. But here's the question the world is now asking. Who truly controls the 2026 World Cup, FIFA, or the President of the United States? Before diving deeper into this brewing storm, make sure to subscribe to the African Web for more global breakdowns, where politics and power collide with world sport. When Trump claimed he could convince FIFA to move matches at will, the world waited for FIFA to push back. But instead of standing its ground, the organization responded vaguely. FIFA's statement to Sky News was carefully worded, saying that public safety is the responsibility of governments. That single line might sound diplomatic, but it changed everything. By admitting that safety decisions rest with governments, FIFA effectively placed itself beneath political authority. Its independence, something it had fiercely protected even in countries with authoritarian regimes, suddenly looked compromised. In the past, FIFA managed to maintain its distance, presenting itself as a neutral body above politics. But this time, it appeared submissive, quietly bowing to U.S. political influence. The optics are hard to ignore. FIFA's long-standing relationship with Infantino and Trump, filled with photo ops and public compliments, now looks less like diplomacy and more like dependency. The organization that once prided itself on governing the world's biggest sport now looks like a tenant, operating at the mercy of a landlord who sees power as personal and absolute. This controversy isn't just about public image. It's a ticking time bomb of legal, political, and reputational crises. On the legal front, FIFA's contracts with host cities are watertight. Every match venue, sponsorship deal, and broadcast schedule is bound by strict agreements. If Trump were to declare a city unsafe, forcing venue changes, it could trigger an avalanche of lawsuits. Broadcasters like Fox and Telemundo have location stability clauses. Sponsors who've paid millions for city-specific activations could demand refunds or compensation. Changing even one venue could violate international event law and destabilize billions in commercial revenue. Politically, the problem runs even deeper. FIFA's power has always relied on one thing: neutrality. In Qatar, in Russia, even amid controversy, the organization managed to present unity with host governments once the games began. But the United States is different. Trump's statements make FIFA appear politically aligned, caught in the crossfire of partisan warfare. The world now sees a federation that no longer sets the stage. It reacts to it. And then comes the reputational crisis. FIFA has spent years promising to clean up its image after corruption scandals, promoting transparency and fairness. Its 2026 campaign was branded United 2026, a vision of cross-border harmony. But that unity is cracking. Trump's claim that he could simply call Gianni and move games anywhere shatters the illusion of independence. The organization built on global trust suddenly looks like it's being run from Washington. As if the rhetoric weren't enough, The U.S. administration has already begun implementing tight federal control over the tournament. A $500 million drone security program has been launched to monitor American airspace during World Cup matches. On paper, it's about safety, but for FIFA, it signals something far more concerning: micromanagement. Every FIFA World Cup comes with cooperation agreements where event operations are handled by the federation. But in the U.S., those agreements are being overshadowed by federal oversight. Law enforcement agencies, federal security forces, and new safety protocols are beginning to dictate the rules. FIFA's once clear operational boundaries are fading under government control. This is not open conflict, it's jurisdictional dominance. And FIFA, built as a bureaucratic machine that thrives in predictable systems, isn't prepared for political volatility. Internally, Infantino and his team face a painful choice: defend FIFA's independence and risk angering Washington, or stay silent and lose credibility. Either way, chaos looms, and sponsors hate chaos. While the United States battles political turbulence, Canada and Mexico are quietly turning into the heroes of the 2026 story. Both nations are moving full steam ahead with their preparations, calmly, efficiently, and without the drama. Canada has streamlined its visa processes for ticket holders, making travel smoother than ever. Many countries won't even need a visa at all. Government agencies are working in sync, ensuring predictable travel rules and a unified national strategy. Economists project that the World Cup will inject between $3.8 to $8 billion into Canada's economy and create over 20,000 jobs. Mexico's cities, Monterrey, Guadalajara, and Mexico City, are equally ready. Their infrastructure, transportation, and municipal coordination already meet FIFA's requirements. Despite facing its own domestic challenges, Mexico's planning scores higher in predictability than several American cities. Local governments cooperate with FIFA, focusing on logistics and hospitality rather than politics. The message is simple: the games will happen here, and the stands will be full. This contrast is striking. While the US makes headlines for threats and uncertainty, Canada and Mexico make headlines for progress and preparation. Sponsors and broadcasters have noticed. Behind closed doors, FIFA's internal discussions are starting to treat the northern and southern hosts as contingency zones, backup plans in case the American portion becomes too unstable. Officially, they call it logistical optimization, but in reality, it's a quiet shift of confidence. In conclusion, the 2026 World Cup, once branded as United 2026, is beginning to look divided. Trump's words have exposed deep cracks in FIFA's authority, and every time he questions a city's safety, trust in the tournament's stability erodes further. Meanwhile, Canada and Mexico's steady hands are rebuilding that trust without saying a word. Each approval in Vancouver or Monterrey, each smooth visa issued, and each headline about readiness subtly shifts the world's perception of who's truly hosting the World Cup. Sponsors, broadcasters, and even fans are slowly recalibrating their expectations, realizing that stability, not size or influence, is what truly defines a successful host. The truth is, control isn't always taken. It migrates. And right now it's migrating north and south. The stadiums may be in the United States, but the confidence, reliability, and unity that define world sport are finding new homes in Canada and Mexico. If this quiet transition continues, the symbolic heart of the World Cup may no longer beat in the US, but in the calm, organized environments of its co-hosts. Their commitment to unity and preparedness is proving that in global sport, steadiness often outshines power. So here's the question: should FIFA continue pretending the map is fixed, or start shifting matches before political chaos forces its hand? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the African Web for more in-depth stories where politics, power, and sport collide.